Gotta get a haircut soon. Shit's getting shaggy.
You're telling me, bro.
I decided to grow mine out.
Yeah.
See how long it gets.
Yeah, I think I've proved my point now, and it's time to trim it back. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I
let's
just
go
have
for
always
something.
wanted to grow my
a little
hair
weird
out.
look. Same.
Never done it. So
Yeah. There you
I
go.
think
You're
I
on the
grew
journey.
mine out to where yours was at, Matt, the one time I did it.
Yeah, pretty
And
close,
then
right?
once it started getting in my mouth, I was like when
That's
I
a
was eating
nightmare.
and shit, I was like,
Yeah.
we're
It's a
done with this.
constant.
Yeah, that's too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe like up to here. We'll see what we do. But
yeah.
Dude, give
Yeah.
it the buzz. Give it the buzz.
You
You'll
get
feel
it
good
long
I'm not
after.
enough,
ready.
you might
I'm not
miss
ready
it
for that.
after you cut it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think I
exactly.
could go for
Yeah.
true.
buzzing. I don't
One
know.
day. One day in the future, but not right now.
Yeah. Just
But
gonna
we
wake
are
up
live.
and giving him the fucking
Oh.
snippers.
I'll wake up
sleep.
with a buzz. Like, you
Yeah.
wanted this. You know you wanted this.
I feel like I'm at that point in my
Yeah.
life. If I like buzzed it, it might not all come back.
Yeah, see,
Right,
that's
yeah,
another reason
that's
why
the
I'm
fear.
growing mine now. Just because while I have it, I might as well do it. You never know.
Yeah, right.
Bro, I was
Yeah,
there
true,
6 months
true.
ago. Dude, 100% understand. But yeah, we are live, boys. A little bit later tonight, so maybe we should just hop right into it with our next dive, Michael Mann's Collateral, and then we're gonna talk our final Hannibal film. Just kind of like a random aside dive. It's been pretty fun, but I think it's our last one, right?
Unless you guys want to do
Yeah.
Rising, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
we
like
can
how
all
you
do-
say our final one, because yeah, like I don't want to watch the next
I
one. I
figured.
don't think anybody
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to
Yeah.
watch it just because I kind of want to revisit it. It's been like 10 years, so maybe.
Yeah, if you do, yeah, I guess just let us know how it is relative to Hannibal.
Yeah,
Is it
it's a
better
good
or worse?
baseline.
Jeez.
Because if it's
I don't
worse,
know if
I'm
you're
not gonna
coming
waste my
out of
time.
this
But if it's
well,
better,
so-
I might watch it.
Alright, I'll probably watch it. We'll see by next recording. But yeah, let's get into Collateral. First film where Michael Mann didn't have a writing credit. That was my first question.
yeah,
Is that
I
right?
think
I
you're
think
right.
it
yeah.
is. Yeah, I did not
I mean,
do
he does
any of the research.
adaptations, but I
Yeah.
think this is his only one where he doesn't have, or at
Seems he
least
got
up
his
to this
hands in
point.
it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
It's
like-
just Stuart Beatty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Australian writer, I believe.
I can find
Came
out.
up with this idea when he's like 17 years old.
Hmm.
He is an Australian filmmaker.
That's it.
Has he written anything
I-
else notable?
I do a little research.
Love to see
I
it.
mean, he does have like a decent amount. I mean, there's like 10 movies or so here that he was the writer for.
Did he do another Mann
Director
movie?
for only 2. But they're
Anything
like
notable that
Tomorrow When the
he wrote?
War Began, never heard of it, and I Frankenstein. It's not.
I
not-
Frankenstein.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Oh, but I guess
But-
he was a writer for some of the story for Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Whoa. Okay.
So that's cool.
Okay, that's
So
a
he
flex.
ghost writes every once in a while.
But it says specifically just the story on this Wikipedia page, not like actually like I don't know what that means.
Right. He broke it. Like,
Some
but wasn't the
storyboard.
story also kind of like the ride at Disney? So like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Oh,
Disney
maybe.
kind of
I don't know. There's no
ripped onto
citation,
that.
so I
Yeah.
would look further. But sorry.
Well, let's get back to Collateral.
Oh, you know
Tom
what? Also, it
Cruise,
looks like
Jamie
he was a
Foxx.
writer for Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is pretty bad. Sorry, I'll let you go.
So
Nah,
he's
yeah,
got
yeah.
a
You're definitely
decent-
digging too deep now, brother.
Yeah, we don't want to keep peeling back that layer.
Yeah.
But I mean, Collateral, solid. I would say solid writing. Tom Cruise, I'm on a Tom Cruise kick now that we just went through the Mission Impossibles, so it felt pretty good to watch this one personally. I have some notes, I would say, on this one. Not my favorite Michael Mann, but I did have a pretty good time. What'd you guys think?
I had this after rewatching this. I think rewatch helped me a lot with this one. I'm at this point now where it's like with the Tarantino and the PTA dive, where I have so many 5-star movies where I'm just like, God, should I rethink my system here? But it's just like whatever Michael Mann keeps feeding me, I'm gonna take it because yeah, I loved this rewatch particularly.
It's just your
Yeah,
type,
yeah,
I
dude.
loved it. I think so. Yeah, there's just something about his movies. I don't know what he picks, how he writes or doesn't write. I don't know how he directs. I guess he has got a good eye, and I like it. so I'm here for the ride.
Cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one just as much the second time as the first time. So, and I was like surprised at how much I forgot from the first one. So this one definitely like solidified like this movie as like one that I'll probably rewatch a little bit.
For sure.
Especially near dude that end, that third act is like it's something with Mann in these third acts, bro. He just sticks the landing, and I'm like, God damn, all right.
Yeah, he does stick the
You
landing.
made a good one.
For
Yeah.
sure.
It feels like this whole movie is like a third act though, because like you just start in the action and you just propel forward throughout the entire movie. Like
Yeah,
the
it
credits
is-
don't even roll until the end, so like it's just from the get go, you're going.
True. No man intro in this one, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that's true.
But you,
Is
Joe.
this- Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. You know, more than I'd say like pre-Heat Man movies. To be honest, this one kind of reminded me of like Heat in some ways.
Mhm.
A little bit.
But yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Right on.
I thought, you know, Jamie Foxx was killing it. Tom Cruise was actually killing it. He was doing what he does best, running after people.
Mm.
What do you
true.
mean by actually killing it when you said Tom Cruise?
I mean, I
What is-
guess literally and
Qualifier.
figuratively.
Yeah.
The man's
He was
back,
doing. I mean,
right?
he was doing a good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is this the only movie where Tom
Actually
Cruise
killing.
appears as a villain?
No, I think there's in Taps. I've never seen that one, but I think he's a villain in Taps, and I think there
Okay.
was one more that he plays a villain role. I can't remember. Oh,
Yeah, I don't
Tropic
know. It's
Thunder.
weird.
oh, Interview with a Vampire. Interview with a Vampire.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah,
true.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Yep.
It's more sympathetic in that one, slightly, I'd say. But
Yeah.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder though, Lex Grossman or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
his name
there
is.
you go.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess you could say that's
Kinda.
a villain as well.
Corporate villain. Yeah, yeah.
Villainous. Yeah.
Dude, so
Yeah,
this
no.
says Russell Crowe and Adam Sandler were in talks to star as
Saw
Vincent
that.
and Max.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
as well.
That would have been kind of wild.
Be a wild.
I feel like that would have been, yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
could see
with
Sandler
Uncut.
doing Jamie Foxx's role. I don't know.
Yeah.
About,
Yeah.
I don't know about Russell Crowe though.
I don't know. I haven't really seen a lot of Adam Sandler's like serious stuff.
Oh, dude, you should. It's good.
I know.
Uncut
I
Gems,
feel like
dude.
Uncut Gems has been on my list for a long time.
Love
I really
that
should
Drunk
watch
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, final note I had just before some category stuff. For 5 seconds, Jason Statham appears at the beginning of this movie.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I wrote that down too.
What the fuck?
I looked it
really?
up, and the only thing I could think of, yeah, he's the dude who hands Tom Cruise the
Yeah.
briefcase.
Yeah.
And I think
Oh,
it's
shit.
because at the same time he was doing the Transporter movies.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a
Yeah, I
crossover.
think
So like that's like yeah,
Ah.
the only link I could find online is that
Mm.
people said
That's-
it could be a crossover.
That's what
Holy
I was
shit.
listening to
There
a
it is.
podcast about
I
it,
didn't
and
recognize him.
they were talking like, "Is this a crossover with the Transporter?" Because I mean, that's literally
He's
the same
transporting.
get up. He looks the exact same as the Transporter. Like he just rolled off the Transporter set, and Michael Mann was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, want to carry it back to
Transporting
Tom
shit.
Cruise?"
Yeah. bit weird seeing him there,
Okay.
but I feel like I had the feeling that this is the closest he'll ever come to like genuine, good, manly movie making. You know,
Yeah.
because he's doing all
Yeah.
these manly movies, but this is like
Meg.
this is like actually a good movie. You know,
Yeah.
manly
Wait, do you
movie.
mean Jason Statham or Michael Mann?
Jason Statham. He's
Yeah.
Michael Mann's movies in general are like peak manly movies, I would say. And Jason Statham is like he's a manly man doing all these like Transporter. A Working Man is literally the last movie
Yeah.
he made. So like he's trying to be there, but this is the closest
Yeah.
he's ever going to come, in my
To
opinion.
be honest, I like expected him to come back at the end for some reason because I'm like, why did he just show
You're
up
like,
in the
"It's
beginning?
Jason
Why?
Statham."
Where the
Yeah,
fuck
right.
did he
It's
go?
random.
Like,
That's because we know
I
who
kind of
he
half
is.
expected him to like show up to Jamie Foxx and be like, "You're a hitman now," or some shit, some fucking dumb shit like that.
Just
That
I'm the
would be
boss
the
of all
bad
hitmen.
ending.
You're the
I think,
Transporter.
to
Yeah, oh
this
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that would have been the Jason Statham cut.
It
If
is
he had to
interesting
say.
though, Michael Mann, the way he like picks these movies, writes these movies, makes these movies. All the protagonists and are the men who are like the best at what they do, at like, and are just like like I've mentioned before, samurais, right? They always have morals and stuff that they stand by
code.
no matter what, and they're
Yeah.
the best at what they claim to be, what they do. I don't know, just interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it's fun
his
to
running
watch.
theme. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I
it's just
really
nice to
enjoyed
see
Cruise's
characters
character in
like
this one in that regard,
right,
like the way he lived, yeah, and like the way he
yeah,
operated.
and they like stick to it all the way through. That's like
Yeah.
you think by the end they're gonna change their mind and soften up, but no, they don't. They have what they believe and they
Yeah.
stick to it until the very end, which is kind of refreshing. Maybe that's why I'm
Yeah.
just enjoying it a lot more these days, where it's just like seems more realistic, I guess. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Like characters who are unchanging
Yeah.
are pretty like that's definitely more true to life than people who like have some big revelation are like
Yeah.
reborn, you know. And
Yeah.
that feels good in a movie for sure. Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, we got to witness a change, but let's be honest, that don't happen that much. People
it's like
don't like the change.
Yeah.
a different movie would be Tom Cruise lets Jamie Foxx and Jada Pinkett Smith leave in the end. Like, but instead, till the very end, he says, "This is what I do for a living," meaning like he's going to kill them because it is his job. And
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just like all the way to the end. It's
Yeah.
felt true.
I love
Felt
dude, I
Follow
had a
through.
hard time picking quotes for this movie because every time they're like talking in the cab, they're just dropping fucking gems.
Yeah.
Like I was like, God dang!
Yeah.
Like pick your poison. They're all good.
yes, sir. This is
That's like-
definitely
I was just gonna say that's a highlight of Mann's stuff too. It's just like when he gets
Yeah.
when he gets into a scene, the dialogue can just start fucking flowing
Yep.
like crazy.
Yeah,
it's so good.
yeah,
And that's like those scenes like that are just talky could feel slow, but it's just so well paced. It's like everything's an action shot with Michael Mann. It's
It
good.
is. Should we get into the stats?
Yeah.
Budget
yeah.
65 mil. 65 million.
Respect.
Worldwide box office 220.
Not bad.
Is that the
Decent.
Tom Cruise effect or what?
You know, I was
It's probably
thinking
part
that,
of
but
it,
also
right?
this is like peak Jamie Foxx. He was nominated for 2
Yeah.
Oscars this year and won
I was
one.
just gonna say
And-
he received a nomination for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah. And he received a nomination for Best Actor for Ray the same year.
The
So
same?
he
Wow.
won Ray.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Nice. And this was also nominated for film editing. So
Yeah.
kind of a surprise there. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
big upturn. I mean, I think Tom Cruise was probably like peaking here too, though. Like,
This was right before the Oprah's Couch and the Scientology really came out. And then he had like a 4 year of like Tom Cruise is weird, but now he's back and he's back to stay, baby.
I see.
So.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jason Statham is listed as Airport Man.
That's his next
AKA
movie, dude.
Transporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Airport. 2026.
But would
So,
it
yeah, I
make
mean-
domestically? Do you have that?
I didn't know. I think probably like 100. That's
Okay.
just a general guess, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to see that. It's Michael Mann's are like hit or miss, you know, as far as if to like catch a wave of interest, you know.
Yeah. Especially following Ali. I feel like Ali was just such a weird one for him to do. Like I know,
Yeah.
I guess Michael Mann was super obsessed with Ali, and that was kind of like probably his passion project. So after, what was that one following? It wasn't Heat. It was Insider, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
It's not really a blank check movie. So I don't know why he would just choose that point in his career to be like, I'm gonna make an Ali movie now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I-
branching out artistically, I guess.
Just want
Maybe
something
just like
different.
let me
yeah,
try something
maybe.
different. Yeah.
Sorry to backtrack. I did find the domestic total. Apparently, it's 101 million. So it's basically
Right.
just double.
About
For
half,
worldwide.
Nice.
yeah.
It's a good
So, yeah.
chunk.
I think it's the Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx effect. But
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm glad.
Coalesced pretty nicely.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I mean, if it weren't for Ali, maybe we wouldn't have had Jamie Foxx in this role. I mean,
True.
I think that kind of like sparked it with Mann and Jamie Foxx being like the best part of Ali.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think helped.
Low-key.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of this movie, let me just get into in performance review, but just phenomenal. Both the leads.
yeah, it's hard to pick.
But what did you guys
Yeah.
get for a theme? This one was tough.
Oh yes.
I put
Good versus bad.
adapting
Took me
to
a sec.
overcome adversity and owning your decisions.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of
Cool.
Yeah, I got like embrace your potential, similar to that. and then kind of like you never know where the night might take you. That's kind of the vibe of this movie too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I had be the best at what you do and who you are at any given moment.
I like it. Yeah.
So similar to the adapting, and you never know what the night's gonna hold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good versus
Joe,
evil,
did
Joe.
you get
or-
one? Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Bad.
Yep. Yep.
It
You're
can
not
really
wrong.
work for any of Mann's movies.
Can absolutely.
All right. Shoot your shot. I only had one listed for this one, although probably could have pulled a few if I was digging harder. But the one that really stuck out was Cruz. I think he just chased down Fox, and they're on the overpass.
That's what I had as well.
Damn,
You
I
see the
shot
two
as well.
faces. I mean, maybe
Holy
that was the only
shit,
one
that's
then.
good,
But
You are fucking up my shit.
yeah, you see like the tail lights going into the distance,
Yeah.
and great shot.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I had some sorry to bother you, but quick trivia if you want to hear
Sweet.
a couple of things.
Let's hear it.
Play it
Uh,
on.
This goes along with the theme from like Heat, where they had like Val Kilmer. They use his like scene in Heat as like a training for military for reloading and tactical.
Tom
So I guess
Cruise?
Tom Cruise's tactical draw is so good that they use it for experts to learn handgun training.
Damn.
I
I
you know
guess
what?
Cruz-
I've been thinking more about this, and I just don't believe it. Like, I do believe it, but I think it's not for any training purpose. It's only for like them to feel cool.
Well, it's just
purpose.
visually, right?
Yeah.
So they're just like, all right, just replay this 100 times so you can get it in your mind, so you know what
Right.
it looks like.
But it's also like
Yeah.
propaganda, is what I'm saying. For like
That's
the
what I'm
army
thinking. Like,
to be like, yeah, you get to
Yeah.
feel like Tom Cruise every time you
But-
flip the gun out. Like,
Oh
Absolutely.
shit! I didn't even think
Yeah.
about it in that way.
But watching him draw that gun out, you're thinking him and Val Kilmer when he's reloading in Heat, you're like, this is like
Right.
the most authentic shit I've seen, right? I mean, maybe I'm just getting pilled by reading this stuff and watching these movies.
Cruise
but
with the gun at the end, with like dropping the clip out. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like he knows what he's doing with that gun. you
exactly.
know?
And he trained pretty extensively with firearms. And I guess there was like a period of like, what was it, 4 months where he went around and stalked people on set, like people, cast and crew. He would stalk them and then hit him with a sticky note, and that would be a confirmed kill if they didn't see him. So like that was like
What
his
the
job
fuck?
to prep for the role. And Michael Mann told him to do this, and like there was another
Wow.
part where Michael Mann said dress up as a FedEx worker and try not to be seen by people on the streets as Tom Cruise. So that's what he did. He was a FedEx worker delivering packages, trying not to be.
That's actually like pretty smart.
That's
To
good.
like
Yeah,
prep.
I love
mean, that's
that.
pretty good.
I think it's a dangerous
Yeah.
game given Tom Cruise those
right.
assignments though, where he's like sneaky and like doing weird
Yeah.
shit. though. Maybe
So-
that's what triggered him. Yeah.
There's that, and then I guess I'm sure you guys have heard of this, but with the coyote, I guess that's a bad omen. So if you see one cross your path, you should turn back because someone's gonna get hurt or killed.
Oh,
So the
Coyote?
coyote in the
Interesting,
street,
okay.
yeah.
Oh shit! Interesting.
I took
So
that
if a
as like they're
coyote
both like
crosses your path-
lone coyotes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe yeah.
I thought they were like
Dude,
on
like-
the hunt type of stuff. Like,
One-
yeah.
One time,
in
a
the
couple
wild
years
in the
ago,
streets. Like,
I was walking
Yeah.
home from my sister's place, and it was like middle of January, and it's like 5 degrees out, and I was just like walking home smoking a joint, and it's like literally like midnight, and this like I thought it was just a dog. It's a fucking coyote just walking up through the street.
back,
There-
Joe.
then
Just turn
I
back.
said
Midnight
that there's
coyote.
2 of them, and so then like I just like stop because I don't know. I mean, I know they're probably not gonna hurt me. So then they just like walks up to me. He just like we just look at each other, and then we just both continue on our path.
hell yeah, dude.
And look, you came out alive, so the Navajos don't know anything. It seems.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really believe
Something
that.
happened that night. You just
I
didn't
was
see
gonna
it.
say, yeah.
I think coyotes are fine. I don't know.
Well, I mean, in that same vein, in this movie, when that after the coyote crosses their path, that's when Tom Cruise. Directly after that, it becomes the sequence where Tom Cruise slowly gets hurt and then dies. So
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you see
that's
it on his
true.
face in
Adam
that
and-
scene where he's like
yeah,
taking it in very seriously.
yeah.
Damn.
That's
So
cool.
anyway, that's all I had for you guys.
Appreciate
There's a
that.
bunch
Always
that
love
is
that,
pretty
dude.
fucking neat,
interesting,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I picked the most interesting ones for you.
Cool. Thank
Nice.
you. Quotables, is that what we're moving on to then?
That's what I got.
Yeah.
Yep.
You like jazz? That's on mine.
Nice.
But the one I saw your quote on Letterboxd. That's Alex. That's the same one I picked. No good reason. There's no bad reason to live or to die. Then what are you? I'm indifferent.
Somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mine was, I think, Javier Bardem. Just kind of like a little bit of a throwaway line, but he just says, "Sorry, he does not put Humpty Dumpty back together again."
Yep.
I just like thought about that line. I was like, that's actually very deep and very true. I don't know, even though it's like talking
Yeah.
about Humpty Dumpty. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a couple. My runner-ups would be "No, I shot him. Bullets in the fall killed him." "Yo, homie, that my briefcase." But my favorite was "She carried you in her womb for 9 months. People buy flowers. Buy her flowers."
Nice.
Yeah, that was interesting because even though he's a killer, I felt like he was almost like he had like a moral code, or that he was just a normal dude sometimes. But also, I
Yeah.
feel like he was almost conflicted about killing Jamie Foxx at some points because, like,
Yeah.
You liked them.
I
yeah,
think he did. I think there was moments like that where, like with the whole mom thing, you know, his mom, he had a better relationship with his mom. The relationship that he did have with the little tidbit that we got in the car because his dad was a drunk or whatever. But
yeah.
so I think there was that aspect of it too, where Cruz was just kind of like probably like a mama's boy. I don't know. I like to think so, anyways.
Yeah.
Behind every sociopath, there's some heart in there. You know, you
Kind
can't
of get the
truly
vibe
be
that like Cruz doesn't have a lot of people to like talk to either, or like who
Right,
actually
yeah.
listen to him, or so
Right.
Yeah.
it's kind of taking advantage of the one guy that is actually like under his thumb. But
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
when
I
he
only
saves him in
had-
the club, you're like, okay, he seems like he's like they're on the same side, and then he
Yeah.
shoots that cop in cold blood, and you're like, oh yeah, no, he's still
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, oh yeah.
killer.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only had two pretty lesser quotes. Really not that big of a deal. I got "You got us here fast," because it didn't seem fast to me. Seemed like a pretty long ride at the beginning. But anyway, then I had I just wrote down 6 billion people on the planet. Tom Cruise says it at one point, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
damn, we're like, well, the population
We're
has
like 9
fucking
bill now, man.
grown in like
Yeah.
fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just pretty wild.
yeah,
But yeah, not really. I feel like my quotes are never really like relevant. I just
It's
have
what
like,
speaks to you, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, about performances, I mean, obviously we got two main contenders for best performance. I mean, which I would say like
Jason Statham and Tom
yeah. Airport Man and
Yeah.
Javier Bardem.
right, yeah, the two
Yeah.
mains. It's kind of crazy just thinking about it now that Fox was nominated for supporting because he seems like the main to me.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of thinking about too.
I could see that, but I feel like
Tom Cruise is always the main.
yeah, it's true.
Can't not be.
Why wasn't Tom Cruise nominated this year?
It's
That's
the
what's
hair,
crazy to
dude.
me.
It's
But he
gotta be the
looks
hair.
good with it.
He does. Yeah, that's fine.
The dude looks
Uh,
fine.
The performance was
It was
great.
a little much.
He looks badass.
It's kind of goofy. But,
Gray
They're
suit,
like trying to
gray hair.
age him up, right? Like that was the goal. But I was like,
so.
I think they're just
I
trying
don't
to
really
make him look
know.
slick.
Like he's got some
It's
drywall
questionable.
in the hair there or something.
Just better get that out of there quick. Yeah.
It's like his hair gets like darker and darker throughout the movie as he
Yeah,
like runs
less
around
chunky.
more.
Yeah.
I will say, like, the performance, maybe one of the better, more unique performances of Cruise's I've seen. It made me
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
want to watch all of his movies. So, like, I think he wins the movie for me on just, like, interest level. But Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx, that dude is, like, more and more that I watch him is just, like, he can do no wrong in a movie, honestly. So,
Honestly, yeah. And what's nice about this Cruise performance is it wasn't like cruisy. Like there was no over the top speeches. Everything was toned down. He was super like precise about everything, and that might be just a testament to how Mann can direct his actors. Because I mean, he pulled the best performances out of De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer.
many
I
people,
mean, yeah.
Bro.
So, yeah. So,
He
yeah.
knows how to talk to
just-
men, dude. He knows how to, like, dig in
Yeah,
there and
he knows
just
how to get there.
let him out.
Another cool thing is like you can't help but put like some sort of one night first date type situation into this. Like Jada Pinkett Smith and Jamie Foxx, this is kind of like their first
Classic.
date, and it's of course the most wildest shit.
Yeah.
ever. I don't know.
Yeah. Kind of
Classic
like
Man.
thief vibes for sure.
Yeah,
in This
exactly.
one too.
Yeah.
I also just had a note for a performance review. Javier Bardem popping in like halfway was just such a great surprise.
Yeah.
It's kind of I was like, oh, I needed that. Didn't know I needed it, but needed it.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I added a new category special thanks to Javier. Was it just have show stealer here, a side character that kind of just like steals the show from any main, and Javier Bardem was just eating it.
Yeah, he was. I loved his like shaved head look. Going back to the
Yeah.
buzz cut, I
Yeah.
mean, it did work. I
Hop
will
on it,
say.
dude. Hop
Fuck.
on
If I could pull it off like Javier, maybe.
it.
But that whole sequence was just badass. I mean,
That was great.
toned down.
It
Even
was.
Jamie Foxx was like going toe to toe with him, and like when he like clears his throat and kind of turns it on, I'm just like, this
Yeah.
is fucking
Yeah.
sweet.
And he
Yeah.
subtracts from his cut because it's Tom Cruise's cut. Is that what
Yeah.
I was getting? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's like fucking over Cruise's like money.
Right.
Yeah.
Take 35% off.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, I think that's part of why I put Jamie Foxx as my performance review. Like, he's playing, like, obviously Bardem and Cruise are killing it, but it's like he's playing off of them, like, perfectly. So, yeah.
Yeah. He's got a lot to
Gave it
do,
to
a
him.
lot to carry.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Surprise. Again, surprise he wasn't the lead. Like, I was just with him the whole time. And Cruise's character was enough to be like, okay, can I get on this guy's side, like, fully? Like, the way kind of Jamie's character is feeling, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
By the end of it, you know, you find out by the end of it, like, nah.
So what'd you think of Mark Ruffalo's look in this movie?
Grease
That's,
ball?
that's my
To be
recasting.
honest, yeah, I
That's
put him
your
down as
recast?
my recast. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Huh,
I don't think he was bad in it.
At
Yeah,
first,
I
I
just
thought
felt
he was
like he
playing a
didn't-
Mexican character. I was like, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
I thought he was too.
It's just the goatee.
Yeah,
And the
Well,
hair.
he was
Yeah.
speaking Spanish when he walked up to the door.
it was
Yeah.
a bit blurry there at the beginning for sure.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, I
fine.
don't know.
Like, he
I
did
felt like
okay.
they could have got a better, just a different guy for that role. I don't know
100%.
if they wanted him like that. You know what I mean?
So are you
I
guys
just-
just used to seeing him as like the Hulk at this point? Because I feel like he can act. He just
No,
hasn't
No, I
been
know he
used
can
like
act.
Hulk.
I just felt like
Yeah,
this
he's
role
good
wasn't
job.
right for him, or this role could have been tailored better to him.
Okay.
I just felt like, yeah, the slick back hair and stuff. I just feel like that's not really like.
He hadn't done Zodiac
know what
yet,
he's-
and that's where I think he like really cracks
Okay.
the like cop or like.
That's what I was
detective
wondering.
shit.
That's
Okay.
true, but
He-
he's a
he
different
plays that
kind
well.
of cop in that
For
role. I
sure.
feel like.
For sure, he's a little
Yeah.
greasy in this one, a little like on the
Definitely.
job more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I thought Jada Pinkett Smith. This is like her best performance in a movie.
He's really good.
Yeah, she was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Like kind of like dissolves. It's not Jada Pinkett Smith anymore. It was just kind of like she was the character, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, very
So,
true.
Yeah.
well done
Yeah.
there.
Pulls off a lawyer pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept wondering like how she was gonna get tied back in. Whether like she would be
Mhm.
representing Jamie Foxx. I didn't really anticipate her like being one of the people. who
I
was
know
gonna
that was a
get
nice
killed.
touch. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't expect. I
Hell
should have seen it
yeah,
coming.
baby.
but
That's what I
didn't.
mean by that third act shit, man. Like, it came through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, going into the highest of highs with Jada Pinkett Smith, I had one written down. There's probably a
Okay.
few more I could have done, but this scene just really stood out, and it's the cab scene early on in the
Yeah.
movie when she comes in, and they're just like, that's maybe the best cab scene I've ever seen on film. Like, honestly, like usually it's just
It's
like a
smooth, it's
standard.
natural.
Yeah, the dialogue is great, and it's like a whole like flirting romance scene really at the core. But like every other cab scene is just like standard A to B shit. Maybe there's like a look in the rear view that they do for some reason for the character that's in there, and this one is just like a full on scene, and it just like sets the movie very nicely. Kind of like settles
Definitely.
it.
Well, if you like taxi scenes, there's a movie called Daddy-O that came out last year. It's all on Dakota Johnson and Sean Penn, and they are just in a taxi talking.
Well,
Not bad, but
who's the
Yeah.
driver?
Sean Penn.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's nothing like this scenario, but that's just all it is.
Is
It's
there like, and is it get like action based or like
no?
what's-
I'm telling you, it's 80 minutes of them just having a conversation.
Like, where are we at? I'm lost, dude. Yeah. Like, what are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Maybe I'll check
Waze
it out.
app.
Check
I'm
it
taking
out,
Uber next
man.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, for highest to highs, I had obviously the scene with Javier and Jamie Foxx. I thought that was like really good. But then I think that Club Fever was probably like the most cool scene. Like you could see Cruz's hard work paying off in that scene where he's just kind of like in the crowd, taking out people, getting to his target, and getting out. I don't know.
John Wick
Just liked it.
vibes in that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
100%.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I just got spoiled by the game. I turned off my notifications and they still fucking sent me. ESPN, fuck you, sorry.
I turn off all notifications just to keep getting banned. That's just
Yeah,
me.
That's pure. I like, yeah.
Sports, bro. Yeah.
That's who I am now, dude.
Yeah.
It
Cool.
seems crazy though. I have it ready to go for like the fourth quarter. But anyways. Any other highest of highs then for this one?
I
I
also
feel
had
like-
the club scene, but sorry. And then just the subway scene. The talk about like the line where he's like, someone died on the train and it took 6 days for him to find him or whatever,
Yeah.
and then he dies on the train. It's like, and
Yeah.
along with all the nihilistic talk,
Yeah.
that he's been spouting throughout the movie. So just tied it up nicely
A lot
for
of
me.
full circle stuff in here. They mentioned
Mhm.
gambling, and it like pays off that Jamie Foxx he gambles by just shooting blindly and wins the little Mexican standoff there. And
Yeah,
the jazz obviously is a running theme throughout. Run and gun type roll with the
improvise.
punches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I dig it. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good themes coming through.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit deeper than I'm giving it credit for, I think, actually, originally. But
I'm telling you, second rewatch, it really pays off. At least this one did for me.
yeah.
I definitely
cool.
caught some more stuff this time.
Are we on to nitpicks then?
I kind of
Sure.
cut off Joe. I don't know, like what
Oh.
your high.
Yeah, I
high
mean, I don't
highs
know.
would be.
Really, I mean, we've gone over all the good stuff. The only other things I had on here were like the sequence coming up to him crashing the taxi, and then basically he just had to like fucking hold up these cops to get away
Yeah.
because there's a fucking
Yeah.
dead body in his trunk. And then pretty much just like the whole fucking third act. I mean, like, I don't know. It just because that basically starts the third act, and then he has to go fucking to the building of the
Seize the
fucking
day.
yeah. So like, and then it just like, I don't know. It's just fucking intense until the very end, basically.
Yeah.
That body in the trunk is one of those things that you almost forget about too. That there's like
Exactly.
still a body in the trunk, and then it
I
comes
know,
back.
because even as the viewer, because the light kind of, you can't really tell at first, and the cop can't really tell at first either because he's just shining the flashlight.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you almost forget about it, and you're just like, is the body still in the fucking trunk? Like, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another good line by Cruz where he said, "Don't corner me. We're all out of trunk space," or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
nice, smooth.
Well, I will say one of my nitpicks is kind of related to that sequence there.
yeah.
Well, I don't think the first person that
fucked
Tom
up, dude.
Cruise. Yeah, I know. I just got to go against the grain, dude. But like when he does the first kill, I think everything up to that's really nice. But then the way that he lands on the car, the body lands on the car, is like too destructive an act for me that early in the movie. I don't know. I mean, there's nitpicks, right?
Yeah.
So like, it just felt like driving.
Oh, that
off-
wasn't the sequence I was talking about.
Which one were you talking about?
When he flips the taxi.
And the cop finds-
Oh, cool. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I thought we
You're
were
talking
talking
about
about
the
that
first
one
kill.
originally. Yeah.
That actually
whatever.
reminded
Yeah.
me of Constantine, the beginning of Constantine, because
Hmm.
he drops a fucking mirror on the taxi outside, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like similar thing.
That's true. I just feel like maybe you'd have the head bounce off the light or something, the bumper, the tail light. I just
Or,
felt
like,
like the shattering
realistically,
glass was too much.
If you're just like that good too, I feel like you wouldn't
Well,
let that happen.
I think
That's
that he's
true.
good,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of like mention of improvising, right? So like when he
That's
falls out
true,
the
yeah.
window, he's just basically like,
Not much you
"Fuck."
can do about it. Yeah.
and I think
Right, so
Jamie
like,
Foxx
roll
was
with
like
the
driving
punches.
around and he like parked there again or something.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Another just coincidence type of stuff.
Yeah.
Chance.
I didn't like how like the shatter was so much that I thought the car was fucking totaled, and then they're just like, all right, drive off, and then there's like a tiny
Well,
little.
The
dent
car
in
got
there.
progressively like better and better. I feel like
Well,
throughout
the-
the
Fine.
movie
the
This thing's
glass-
fine. Yeah.
The glass on the ground, I understood, was from the glass window, not from the taxi.
Okay, maybe
That makes
that's what it
sense.
was then.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's still there, and it's like when the police show up, it's circling where the taxi was, and they say the tires drove through it. So that's
Hmm.
why I'm just assuming the glass fell from the window onto the taxi, and then they drove off.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, that actually, just like thinking about different sequences where there's breaking glass, that reminds me when Tom Cruise is running through the office at the end. He like, I think he throws he either throws a chair
was
through the fucking
not
window,
planned,
but then
yeah.
he like jumps on the chair and like
He
eats
might eat
shit.
shit.
My
and
friend
just
liked that.
keeps
He-
running.
He kept that anomaly in just because he was like, "I like this. This
That
is
was
funny."
actually Cruz. I was gonna.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
he,
like,
he,
why
he
wouldn't
accidentally
That's
fell
dope.
when
why
he
wouldn't
did
you
it, so.
take another shot or like do another
Man
take?
That's
liked
what it's
it.
all about, dude. He loves that
It's
shit.
raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels more natural that way, baby.
It kind of
Yeah,
does.
I like it.
Yeah.
That was my main.
It's
That was one of
weirdly
mine.
my nitpick also has to do with the cab. It's like
Here
the
we
yellow cab company, but
Mhm.
it's a red cab.
Different
cab design.
cab
Interesting.
design. Yeah, haven't really seen that one. That's true.
Yeah. I was just like, maybe it's Mann be like, this cab's gonna have blood on it by the end of the night. That was my thought. You know, it's like
Hell yeah, dude.
Murdermobile. Yeah. But I don't know. That's it. That's just
That's
my
fair.
own one as well.
Nitpicks. If I'm gonna pick a nit, I'm gonna say Jamie Foxx shoots the glass in the door twice for some reason. After it's already shattered, he shoots off another round. I'm like, why'd you do that? But
Yeah,
That's for
also,
good measure, you know?
my real nitpick would be that all these people that Tom Cruise are killing, if they are witnesses in such a big case, why don't they have like witness protection?
Yeah.
Like a dude's just chilling at Club Fever with a bunch of bitches, and he's just like, no one's gonna get me in here.
Maybe I guess do
Well,
they
that
not
guy's
know
a-
it's that
that's a good
serious yet? Or- yeah, I don't know. But could
But
no,
the case,
'cause
is, it's tomorrow.
she's
Like the court
working
date is
hard
tomorrow.
as fuck. Yeah, it's deep. That's a good one.
But I mean, then we wouldn't have the movie if that was the case, you know. Maybe they do have witness
Yeah.
protection and Cruz just slithers in. I don't know. Maybe he's just
It's true.
That's
They did say he
good.
like cased the building a few times.
true.
Like,
it's true. And he got all the information on his little briefcase.
Yeah, I had a couple nitpicks actually. I mean, they're like minor things though. It's not really like. I got sunglasses inside make you look
Cool as
more
shit.
noticeable, especially at night.
more
Like he
cool.
like literally has the sunglasses
Yeah,
on inside,
the
takes them
trade-off.
off when he gets outside because it's night. I don't know. I just feel like that draws
omit
more attention than.
Sunglasses
Yeah,
altogether.
like Joe, he looks cool as fuck.
I mean, yeah, but like also people are gonna remember him because he looks cool as fuck. Like he's memorable. You know what I mean? Like
The problem is he takes off the shades and now he's just got great hair and a
I
great
don't know.
suit.
It's just like
even though
if
you
you
guys
don't
don't
want to
like
be
his hair, but-
remembered, that's not what you
Is
do.
there a single movie where Tom Cruise doesn't have sunglasses? You know what I mean? Like, is
He's
that just
got it,
part of his
yeah.
contract
It
at this
is, yeah.
point? Or-
He's got to look
Um,
with the shades.
Yeah.
All right. Besides that,
Yeah.
I mean, this whole movie kind of takes place like over the course of one night.
Mhm.
I feel like this was like a very fast pace for the FBI to start like being involved, which like I guess they were already probably on the case to some extent. But I think like I mean, Mark Ruffalo's character was just a undercover cop, right? He wasn't an
Yeah.
FBI agent.
I thought it was LAPD.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
yeah.
he was
Wanna
like
stay
going
around.
So I guess
to
it just
the
like
FBI.
it got pushed up the line like pretty quick, and I guess like it's possible. I guess I just feel like that pace for like that kind of like escalation of police and FBI work was
Yeah.
just like too fast almost to be
FBI's
probable
Gonna
almost.
get
I
to
don't
it
know.
tomorrow type of vibe.
Unless they were like
yeah.
already on the case and like pretty heavily involved in this, you know what I
Well,
mean? But it didn't
Yeah,
seem
could
like
be.
that because Mark Ruffalo's like his dude that he was like undercover getting information from or whatever. Like I mean that was unexpected that he got killed, you know?
Right.
But I guess like
Yeah.
it was like based on the dude they were actually going after anyway, like Javier
Yeah.
Bardem's character. So I don't know. I guess it's like
I guess the only
Yeah.
argument I would say would be like since Mark Ruffalo is just going to like, check in on him, and like Peter Berg's character is basically like, yo man, this isn't a homicide, he's a criminal, criminal shit happens to criminals. But Ruffalo's like, no, there's more here. And then they find the casings inside the building and they're like,
That's
you know,
true.
so
Yeah.
and it's like that's where it kind of gets escalated to where this is probably a homicide. But like what you're saying is like Peter Berg's character is trying to like push against this, being like, come on man, let's just go home, it's nothing.
Yeah.
But then Ruffalo is the one who pushes back and obviously ends up getting, ass blasted. So
Nothing done. Yeah.
Taking a couple
And then
bullets to
my
the
last nitpick, why the fuck is she at the office at 4:47 in the morning
she told
with
you,
no
man,
one else
that's-
there?
She's a
That's
strong, hardworking, independent
method.
woman, Joe. You got a fucking problem with that?
Fucking insane.
She
I mean,
plays
like,
at it. She plays
because
it up. She
at first
cries.
I'm just like, why the fuck would she be there by herself with nobody else there? And
There
then
should
I
be, like,
saw
4 or 5
Jamie
other
Foxx
people.
open the phone and it shows the time it is, and I'm just like, that's like the only way that she would be there and there'd be nobody there. So it kind of works actually. It's just like, why the
You would
fuck
think-
would she be there?
You would think, listen, like lawyers would at least make their secretary stick around and like
Right.
fucking help out.
Yeah. But I
yeah,
guess it does
who
make
knows?
sense. She's like dedicated and shit. It was more of just a
Mhm.
joke than a nitpick, to be honest.
Right. And I mean, she kind of like to knock down the nitpick so people like you, Joe, can't like say why is she awake at 4 a.m. She kind of sets it up in the beginning where she's like, this is what I do all night long. Hee hee hee. And then
Yeah, that's true. That's
that's-
a good point.
that's that. So another full circle moment.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Okay, well, you can't get this
Man.
one because back to the gray/white hair look that Michael Mann has put for multiple characters now. Because, like, the
Yeah,
Insider.
that's true. Russell
Yeah.
Crowe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just gotta ask, like, is this around when Mann is, like, starting to gray and he's, like, feeling insecure about it or something? And he has to,
It's
like.
how he like copes with his feelings.
He's gotta, like, age up slightly his characters to make them
Yeah.
more relatable or something.
Just to be
Wow.
comfortable on set, like he feels like he's around older people.
You know what? I believe this guy now.
Too.
Yeah.
Was he was like, you know how Michael Mann kind of repeats some phrases throughout his movies. He runs the hits.
Yeah.
Like this one, he didn't repeat any phrases, but like he repeated Vincent and he repeated the gray hair. So I see it as him running back the hits in a different fashion.
True.
He's like,
Yeah.
they're catching on to me using the same dialogue, so I'm gonna flip it. You know, I'm gonna give him the same look
Right.
this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, visuals. Yeah.
I can
yeah.
shake it up. That's the main one. And then this is kind of just like an overarching one. I kind of think this is like an hour and 40-minute movie stretched into a 2-hour movie, personally.
Really?
I think you could have cut a couple cab conversations that kind of retread the same things that are being said. You could have literally reduced the
But they
number
gotta
of
get
people.
places and they gotta
But-
show it.
But that's what I'm saying. Though. You could literally reduce the number of people that Vincent has to kill in that night. It's like 5, right? So you could do 3. And then I'm just, these are things that, in my opinion, would have streamlined the story halfway through a little bit more. But maybe that's just a nitpick for me. But
No, I think that's fair. Because, like, honestly, for me, like, in terms of like the kills for the night, the jazz guy, it's like kind of a, I don't know,
Yeah.
kind of fodder.
I like that
But
too.
it
where it's
also,
like,
I feel like
liked
that
it
was
too,
like
yeah.
kind of like important for like Tom Cruise's character.
Yeah, and
Little
Jamie
bit.
Foxx's character, like Jamie Foxx is like
Yeah, because he
a nervous
showed
wreck,
like,
and
That's
then
a
yeah,
he's
Jamie
like,
Foxx is
"I'm
just
gonna
like,
do
dude,
it."
what's to stop him from just killing me when he's
Yeah.
done
Right.
when he's done with
Mhm.
me, you know?
Right.
Because like
Yeah.
that dude did everything right and he still fucking killed him. So it's like, what
And-
the fuck, you know?
And you're thinking the whole movie too along that same line. It was mentioned like something like this occurred in a different city where a guy rode around in a cab, or a cab driver rode
Right.
around all night, killed a bunch of people, and then shot himself. But like, why would he shoot himself? You know? So they're like, was there somebody else in that cab? So you're wondering,
Yeah.
like, was that Tom Cruise doing something similar to this night? And is he going to kill
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx?
Damn, I didn't even catch that.
me either.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right, maybe you convinced me. All right, we'll take the jazz
mean,
kill.
Be honest though, I mean, I had originally written down that like the pacing was kind of, a little weird. Or
It's,
like,
like,
my
solid
interest
for
like had
45
peaks
to an
and
hour.
valleys, I guess. But
yeah. Yeah. I just feel like
Well-
towards the middle, like the third act for me, I liked it, but it wasn't like anything truly special until like the end, where it, like you said, it sticks the landing. But it's just
guess
like,
that's
the-
true.
the train and all
I don't
that.
know. I just thought like all around it was just kind of just well done because
It is
even
nice, yeah.
like let's just say Jamie Foxx calling her in the office. I feel like it could have been cheesy, where it's like, yeah, what the fuck, like, and he doesn't explain anything. He's just like, there's someone coming to kill you, but he
Mhm.
actually like kind of like explains the situation and like name drops like what is it? Felix is the
Yeah.
guy's name,
Yeah.
and like she actually like starts to catch on that he's actually like telling the truth, and there's a fucking
Right.
killer after her. But it's
Right.
like because Jamie Foxx actually like talks to her and explains the situation. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And then
Another
In
great
Cruz
in a
moment
like
where-
smart
sees the
way.
phone
Yeah.
that's on up 2 floors or whatever, and like
Yeah.
cleverly
Yeah.
deduces that
Which like
That's
that
doing more
actually
than
I
it needs to.
was kind of confused about, because like who rerouted her
New
call?
nitpick.
How did she?
The secretary wasn't there.
Or what?
You know what I mean?
The background. Well, didn't she? I mean, who needs to route it? Couldn't she just like?
Or
be
can you
calling
just
it?
set that up? I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
don't
I think
know
you
how
can
office
just
sure.
set
phones
it
work.
Yeah, I guess not. You probably just.
Is it?
Did she bounce it to that phone?
Yeah, you
or-
can have your
Right.
phone, your office phone, ring your cell phone if you're out of office.
Honestly, I
Gold.
don't know how she even. He called her.
Yeah,
on
but
that
it was the
phone?
floor like
Right.
phone. It
Right.
said a specific floor and area on
Right.
the
Yeah.
desk.
Nitpicks.
Sure.
Nitpicks,
Huh?
man.
I don't know. I don't know enough
Um,
about office phones in 2004 to know.
Right. The technology is just it's done. It doesn't even exist anymore.
It's obsolete. Yeah.
They had phones back then. I
Right.
mean, he had to go to a top
Yeah.
of a parking garage to get cell service, right?
True.
If
Yeah.
if that's what it takes to get cell service, maybe I need to move on to my roof.
He did have the low
There you
battery
go.
in that moment too, at the super
Yeah.
convenient time of like.
Always.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Fuck.
That
But
is.
It's
true.
the long night, so it works a little more. It's not just like
Realistically,
you didn't charge
everything
his
was
phone.
said that needed to be said. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
True.
Like, it really wouldn't have
And
helped the
she
conversation
was
if they were still on the phone for longer.
No.
and she was smart enough to be like, maybe this guy isn't just talking crazy. Because like, if someone calls me that I had like a pretty extensive conversation with on the ride over, and they're like, someone's coming to kill you, I wouldn't think like prank caller. I would think, why would they do this to me? I think I'm gonna believe them, you know. So it's just
Yeah,
like
right?
in
Mhm.
the in
Yeah.
different movie, they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Fuck this," you know, and then they would end up in a different
Ah.
situation where the movie's another
That's like
20
horror
minutes
movie
long.
mentality, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. It like reflects how he like proved her wrong in the beginning too. It's like
Yeah.
how he knows where to go and how much time it's gonna take, and he's not
Right.
full of shit.
Solidified that he's trustworthy. He's
Yeah.
he's a
Mhm.
non-bullshitter.
Did you know, even let's just say like at the end, with like how it ends, because it's kind of like I mean, I would say a cliffhanger, but like I guess I just assumed she could help him get off from anything that
Well,
happened.
she'll help him get off.
I mean, yeah, but also
Hey.
like he did kind of hold up at least one cop, if not two,
Yeah.
at gunpoint. And I mean, that's like where and
Yeah,
Tom
he
Cruise
fucking
wasn't even
handcuffed him.
around. So it's like, how could you even prove that? You know?
I guess it
so
is like she is a lawyer, and that's the only hope we have, right? Like
I
she's
mean,
gonna
because
defend
like
him.
I'm just like
Mhm.
thinking, like, I mean, I don't know if this dude can go back to reality like safely without going to prison. Like, I
It's
don't
very possible. Yeah.
know. Yeah.
No, dude, he's gonna open his limo business. They're gonna get together. She's gonna help him with all the logistics. It's
They're gonna
storybook,
point the finger at
storybook.
Tom Cruise, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I believe it."
Yep.
So,
Yeah, the guy with the dusty hair. Yep, of
yeah,
course. we should've
something's
known.
up with that guy. You're right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I have one more nitpick, and this is
What the fuck, dude?
It just came to me. I can't stop him. I think this is where Mann really starts to lean into like the handy cam, shaky cam look that in my memory he like really goes for in Public Enemies, which I did not like at all. And I think it's kind of like cheapens
keep
his
that in mind.
style a little bit. Like he's got a very like not clean cut style, but like it's nice. And I think when he like moves the camera too much, it becomes like not as cool. That's just my vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, he might have been able to get away with it in Ali a little bit more for like those boxing scenes, where you want the
Yeah.
grittiness. But I kind of agree. Like his cinematography's been pretty like just tight and nice. But I didn't notice. Were there a lot of? I didn't notice the handy cam Like
I felt
shots
it
in their
I
just
didn't
like a
really
little
either.
bit more here.
Yeah.
Like I was just like in
Yeah.
the cab stuff. It's a little bit just like moving like on the faces and like through the cab stuff. I'm just
Okay.
like, I'm gonna wait to really pass judgment till we get to Public Enemies to see if I'm like misremembering how he was working the camera in that one. But I feel like we've hit the peak of Mann in my opinion with like, a few movies back, and he's just like trying other stuff now, and some stuff is working, and this one works, but overall, in my opinion, like they start to not work. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, fair. That's what these nitpicks are for, baby.
That's right.
I mean, like, I kind of feel that, you know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Heat and fucking The Insider were just like definitely like peak,
top
man.
notch. Yeah,
Um,
we'll see what Ferrari has to hold,
We're
right,
still
boys? We haven't come down yet.
Ooh.
Is it bad? I don't even know anything about it.
I have not watched it.
Me
I just know didn't really have much interest. So
Is it mainly about like cars?
Yeah,
Probably good versus evil. There's probably an evil car
Yeah.
company.
There
Hundred
might be.
Lamborghini.
100.
No, that was Ford versus Ferrari, Joe. You got the wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
team, brother.
That's
You're
true.
right.
That's a real showdown.
Yeah.
All right, on to Clever Girls then. Some
Yeah.
good notes.
I think
Uh,
what I thought this movie did well was it was always moving forward. Like there was no going back in time. So like when Fanning, I believe was Mark Ruffalo's character, when he gets shot, it's not like we linger on that. He gets shot and we move on. And like Jamie Foxx mentions it, but we don't go back and like mourn his loss. It's just we're completely moving forward. From
Yeah.
the start of the movie, we just project forward and we don't stop until the very end. But like there's no like digging into people's past. We're just thrown into it. And it's similar to like Thief, where you're just kind of thrown in and expected to ride with these people. So
Ride
I
or
don't-
die.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I
I
love
love.
the-
Yeah. Yeah. To add on to that, that's like, it's just I don't know. I just feel like it's super smart for him to like the death of Mark Ruffalo's character is just used perfectly because he kind of like frames the character as like he's gonna be he could be the one to stop Tom Cruise and like catch him halfway through and or add more action
Yeah.
near the end. But it just that quick death is enough for Jamie Foxx's character to it just impacts that character after he was just been saved like 5 minutes
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
It's just I agree. That's a great clever girl. Yeah. I love it. The pace. I really didn't have any problem with the pace in this movie.
Me either.
I debated on giving this half a star bump. Like I had a good time with this.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
Yeah.
You'll get there one day.
Yeah. Give it
Um,
10, give it 10.
Another one, Clever Girl I had, just to add on to what you guys already said, which was the club scene. It was like fucking instantly John Wick, related.
yeah.
So like, I feel like this was maybe one of the first. I was thinking like, does Blade count as like
It's a different kind of club scene, I would say.
right?
Yeah.
But I wonder.
Vampires.
This is
A
early.
vampire club.
The blood club.
This is early though, for sure, for that type of scene. So good on him.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
the other
I
one I
had-
had
oh, yeah.
was that I should have just seen it coming that Jada Pinkett Smith was going to be the target of Vincent because, like, she says she's a lawyer. Like, the clues are there, and
They're
I just
all
didn't
there
see
for
it.
you.
Yeah,
I do like how they link that back. That was actually one of the things I wrote down too.
yeah, it works.
Just because I don't know. I mean, it had she had to get linked in again somehow, but I
Right.
felt like it.
At least it
a
was done
smart
in an
way.
organic fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Well, then I also just had Tom Cruise running fast and chasing people.
Yeah, baby.
That's what you got to do.
He's got to haul ass a
Classic.
couple times in this movie. In every movie he does, I feel like that's also part of his contract.
Yeah,
He's got to run and chase.
got to get a
somebody.
hustle in. Yeah,
Yeah. I gotta break 20 miles per hour in this movie.
Yeah.
At least once.
Jesus Christ.
The fastest I've ever seen him run is Mission Impossible 3, though, I think.
I was just gonna
watching
say
him
that
run
too,
in that
actually.
movie was
At the end
insane.
when he's like
He's
running on the fucking
yeah.
hills in like China or Japan or wherever the fuck he's
Yeah.
at. Yeah.
and he's running through all the buildings. I'm like, is he like as fast as lightning right now? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just looks like he's moving so
What is he
quick.
chasing at that? But is he following a plane or a person on a roof or is he
He's
running on the
getting
roof?
directions on his phone, like Matrix style.
Yeah.
So he's just getting to. where he needs to get. I think his wife's there or some shit. The
Oh yeah,
rabbit
because
foot-
isn't that
is
the
it-
one where they implant something into your head and it kind of blows up and kills you, and
Yeah.
he's running
Yeah.
because he has to.
Is he running
Yeah.
through like kind of like the slums, like the favela, like
Yeah.
those buildings?
Something
Is
like that,
right?
Time
yeah.
for you guys to
Okay.
rerun these movies, right?
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
it should.
Yeah, give us your stunt rankings.
It's
See
probably
how we
like been 2
compare 'em.
years ago at this point. So yeah, I'd probably
Yeah,
do.
it's similar for me, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Any other
so-
notes?
I had the subway tie-in. I
Jason
kind of
Statham.
mentioned that before.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I mean Jason Statham.
Wait,
Way to get him at his fucking peak.
yeah.
At his high.
Do you think they paid him that day, or was he just like, I'll just fucking?
Yeah,
go
was
in
it
and
like
do
a
that?"
day player pay? I mean, he
Yeah.
doesn't have a name.
He said I'll do it for
Right.
free if I get to be in the next Man movie.
Yeah, right.
And then
Yeah,
Man just
yeah.
lost his number.
He's like, whoops, Jason who?
He was
Oof,
gonna bring him back at the end of this movie, and then he was just like, you know what, that character just
Yeah.
wasn't really doing it for me.
Yeah, you didn't sell it enough.
So,
The airport, man.
so prop hunt,
Yeah,
then, or
they couldn't even call him transporter because he didn't like his acting enough. He didn't even say a fucking word. He just
He only
walked-
signed on because he's like, oh, we're gonna tie this in. You're gonna be called the transport. He's like, sick. Then he sees his credit airport guy. He's like, fuck.
I'm supposed to be the transporter.
Jeez.
Get my agent on the phone.
I'm making the transporter. I'll show him. So are we on prop
shit.
hunt or any other notes for Clever Girl? I think this is where prop hunt is.
I don't
Okay.
have any more.
Yeah,
I don't fucking
yeah,
know
I
anymore.
yeah. Move
I
on
have-
to prop hunt.
I have Jamie Foxx's glasses. Kind of like the style.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
That's all I
like
really had.
Yeah.
he takes them off to like his advantage in that conversation with Javier Bardem,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know.
Yeah,
And he
he
puts
knows how
his
to
neck
work
on
them,
like
you know?
a
Right.
fucking badass.
Yeah.
Expert.
Oh, yeah.
Any props that you guys had? Nothing too
I'll take the
crazy. Guns.
flowers. I
The
think it's
taxi.
flowers for the mom.
The taxi, the flowers. Yeah, okay. I didn't have anything down. I couldn't really think of anything, but give me the dusty hair, man. Give me the wig, dude. Like, age me up.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Give me the wig.
This is
I'll
kind
do
of
it.
a
I'll
good.
do it.
Wig? You don't think he
yeah.
dyed his hair?
No, he
definitely
probably dyed his hair.
He definitely did. But this would
Oh.
be a good Halloween costume, I think. Honestly, it's not too difficult if you just have like a gray suit. You know, you get
Yeah.
that dusty wig.
Yeah.
So
Really?
you got to know
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you got to go to like a movie fan party. But
right. It's
Yeah.
like
I'm
I
Tom
went
Cruise from
for-
Collateral. That's easy to
Right.
say.
like I
Right,
dressed
right.
up as Vincent Vega for my middle school dress up day as like your favorite 90s movie, and nobody knew except for one teacher who walked down. He's like, "Ah, you look like a dork." I was like, "My man." So
Nice.
That's all you need. That's all you need. The one guy. If you
It'd
know,
be
you
a
know.
deep dive, but it's definitely a good cheap Halloween costume, that's for sure.
It is.
Tom
yeah.
Cruise and Collateral.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, no, it could be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Any
I just
other
gotta run
props?
fast too, right? Just gotta
Yeah,
start booking.
definitely.
People catch on. Get the
Yeah.
rundown. Yeah. Anyways.
On to double feature then.
Yep.
So I just got immediate training day correlation, right?
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
I was like,
yeah.
this is like a double for sure.
Definitely Training Day and Drive is what I had.
I put Heat.
I gotta watch Drive. Heat vibes for sure.
Yeah.
I put John Wick. So yeah.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
a lot
John
of,
Mostly-
lot of
mostly
DNA
That's good
here.
too, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Any decent
like-
action flick. I mean, cop crime flick fits right in.
If this
Yeah.
was remade, I think Ryan Gosling would be a good pick for Vincent's
Yeah.
character. I feel
I
like
could see that.
I just rewatched Crazy Stupid Love, and Ryan Gosling is just so good at acting. Love
He
that
is, dude.
guy.
It's been a
He's
while
great
since I
rom-com.
watched Drive. I wonder if that one holds up
Drive's really
still.
fucking good.
I want to watch that. I haven't seen that before.
He's good in it, from what I remember.
I think he's he casted for the Project Hail Mary? Did we
Yeah.
talk about that?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, I
actually
think
I think that's gonna be pretty good.
It's a good role for him.
yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too.
I think especially after watching I don't know, I think it was like Blade Runner that really did it for me. Because I don't know, I wasn't solidified on Gosling for a while, but then I'm just like, I kind of like this guy.
Dude fucking
He's
rules.
got it.
Got some chops.
He's got the juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know though. Yeah, Cruz is hard. It's hard shoes to fill. Honestly,
It is.
he
It
he,
is.
he sold me
Big
on him
shoe.
in this movie. Honestly, I was like, I need to go and watch his entire filmography.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Could a TikToker watch Collateral though?
I put yes,
5.
7.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I
yeah.
put actually.
7.
Because
Justify.
it's just like moving forward so fast and there's no like slowing down. So I think they're gonna be stimulated pretty regularly throughout this.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
I've lost hope, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
2 out of 10.
I waffle
I don't-
between 5 and 6.
2 out of 10, you said, Matt?
Yeah, I just like I don't know what these young minds can latch on
Listen,
to in this
listen.
anymore.
That's
I'm telling you, Tom Cruise. Look, I know I'm a bias here, but I had like 3 or 4 kids locked into a movie with Tom Cruise just because they were like, I think Tom Cruise has the juice, and I'm like, I told you, kids. Like, I'm
But
not
this
crazy.
one
I'm not just a crazy
involves-
raving maniac.
Like taxis, which they don't know what taxis are. Like the
True.
phones that they're
Yeah, that's
outdated.
true.
Like
isn't a lift.
men that they don't give a shit about. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
tough.
true. I just feel like they're gonna be more impressed with the I don't know, action and
The
pacing
pace.
of
The
it.
pace.
I could be
Maybe I'll
wrong.
give it like
Pace
I'll give it
good.
like a 3 or 4, I think, and then on just
Yeah.
pacing alone,
Okay.
compared to some other shit.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you couldn't even like do this today with a Lyft driver because, I mean, I guess you could. You could just get in the car and be like, or I don't know, get picked up, but then you'd have to like force them to like confirm that
Right.
you got dropped off, and then just like turn their Lyft off, and then just have them drive you places.
Right, right.
Because
So
like you
might as well
couldn't
just
keep
go
like
find
having them
somebody
as
to
your
drive you
driver.
around.
Unless you keep
That's not
like
how it works.
rerouting to new places, but then it's like they're like
You're ordering
whoever's
it.
like the Lyft app could just track you. So like I don't.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
it's easy fix, dude. Honestly, the scene where they have the boss that calls him is like, "Hey, what are you doing, motherfucker?" And then it's just like the dude at Lyft in this
Yeah.
movie. It's like,
Like
"You're kind
support-
of going off route. Are you sure you're doing it right?" Like, "Yeah, we gotta take a left here. Stop."
I like
You know, it works.
I'm new.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I like how your
Alright.
voice for this guy was, and then the lift guy was, "Hey man, you're a little off route here."
It's you know, you got to modernize it a little bit.
That's-
Jesus.
Oh, shit.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, sequel, prequel, remake. Then, like I said, prequel with Glenn Powell as Vincent.
Okay.
Maybe you know, I could see.
okay.
Like a young
could see it
Vincent.
Okay, that could be interesting. I just said a prequel. I mean, just with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Or a sequel, to be honest.
Prequel would be cool. Prequel would be
I
awesome.
think this
A lot of
could
history
Where
before
you know,
this.
Jamie Foxx meets up with Jason Statham and becomes his own hitman.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Hell yeah, dude! What'd you say, Alex?
I said I think this could be a cool miniseries.
Hmm.
Like just a 10-part miniseries.
like
Interesting.
as a
Or
as
like a
A
remake.
little bit of Cruise background, maybe a couple
Okay.
episodes spent with Jamie
Oh,
Foxx.
like flashbacks and
maybe
shit.
even Jason Statham's character, Felix's character, and how Jason Statham's involved with that.
Hmm.
I don't know.
It could be interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I feel like you lose that one night feel though.
You
know?
would definitely.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But if you make it a miniseries, yeah, I mean three episode miniseries, I feel like you could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
well, it'd be
Although, like-
cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say it'd be cool if it's prequel. If you like find out that the one taxi driver from before, that could be like 2-3 episodes you do right
Yeah.
there.
see?
you
Yeah,
know,
Yeah, on the side.
that's true. Yeah.
I haven't watched
I mean,
this
you
yet,
could.
but there's like a really good word of mouth on the show called The Pit. It's like a medical show, but apparently the
Okay.
structure of that is it's like an hour in each shift of like the night of one
Yeah.
shift of like an entire day of like a hospital. Supposedly really
Cool.
good, but like I think you could do something like that where it's like just play the hour and all the crazy shit that happens, and then the next episode is the next hour. Might be able
Yeah.
to
yeah,
do that
do that too.
if you
Yeah,
could keep it going.
like some vantage point type shit
Yeah.
too. Have people from outside views. Yeah,
There's some options with this
Lot
one
of-
for
a lot of
sure
op-
compared to
yeah,
some other ones.
different options.
Yeah. Potential. I mean, Collateral 2 within 10 years. We'll see it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Tom Cruise, he's never gonna die. We got his likeness locked in a vault. So
That's true. Yeah, it's sealed.
Uh,
Are we on to star power then?
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah,
I have
you
a
know what?
4.
Okay.
I could go up to
4?
4.5.
Dang.
I think I'm gonna bump it to 4.5. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I feel like a buzzkill, guys, because I was gonna give it a 3.5. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. At first, I was debating 3.5, but honestly, it was like the end that solidified like higher for me. I don't know.
Nice. Yeah. I think, like you said on rewatch, maybe this will be a bump up, but for this watch, and I struggle with this every dive we do, which is like comparing the films to the other films of that filmmaker. So I'm like thinking about like Thief, I'm thinking about Mohicans, and I'm like, these are kind of like potentially better, or I don't know. I think this one's better than those, but it's on the same level somewhere there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
This
lie.
is
I rely.
5 stars for me after this watch. So
Let's go.
I got a lot of contemplating to do by the end of this. So
Yeah,
pray for me.
that's tough. Is it going to be more 5 for Mann compared to Tarantino?
I have 9 for Tarantino.
Getting
All
close.
but Death Proof in 4 rooms. So
Oh. Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
All right.
I already
Okay.
checked today. I went through this crisis of like, is Mann gonna surpass Tarantino in like 5-star films? But I've only got 5 for Mann right now and 9 for Tarantino. So
There's still
PTA
time,
I think
though.
would be like.
Well, we got like
I think
5 left,
for
right?
PTA.
We got 4 left, and Mann's still actively, Heat 2's coming. That could be another 5er, right? Tarantino's working at a slower pace, So
It's true. It's true. And PTA, he's coming out with One Battle After Another. That could be another 5-star. These are like my 3 directors right now, where it's just like these are like the ones that I guess I hold at such a high esteem.
I mean, they're definitely prestige.
For sure.
Yeah, I did give this 3 yeses too.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
Same. Yeah. Definitely rewatched. Definitely enjoyed. Easy recommend to most people, I'd say, over like some of the other ones we've asked that question of.
Dude, also,
for sure.
kind of a weird tidbit that I realized while watching this. Jamie Foxx's character's name is Max. And
Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of. Because like he kind of plays almost a similar character, at least like how he looks at the beginning. And yeah, his name is like Max. And
Wow,
I kind of wonder if like this was part of the reason, like what got him that like part. You know what I mean? Like, in
I can
the
see that.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Channeling the same character pretty much for the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
That dude's a little less.
Oh,
he's a little more dumb in Spider-Man,
a
I'd
little
say.
more dweeby.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
love you,
but
Spider-Man.
similar energies.
Yeah.
Any other notes on Collateral, or should we move on to Red Dragon?
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
not
here
really.
we
That was
go.
my last one, I think.
Yeah, I didn't do categories for Red Dragon.
Me neither.
Have
I've
fun.
I did some.
a
I
few
just wrote down
notes.
what I had. I took some notes and then I just filled out what I had. So I didn't like specifically do a lot.
I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick. I'll be right back.
What the
Cool.
fuck, dude?
You say something, Joe?
No,
Yeah, maybe it's just binging these in a row, but this one I was just not. It was fine, but like to be quite honest, I just didn't want to watch it as I was watching it.
Me either. What a drag. It's just like
yeah.
this director who did it took like I think Manhunter is great, but like it just
stream here.
super bland and like muted. Everything was muted and it was all dumbed down and they're telling you everything and kind of I don't know. It was a bad watch. It was hard to get through.
Red Dragon?
Red
I
Dragon.
guess to be honest, I had about the same feelings watching it as I had for Manhunter, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I actually look at Manhunter with a lot more like there's art in that movie that's happening. In my opinion,
there's
like
color that gives you feeling. There's sound that gives you feeling. This is just like
maybe I should rewatch Manhunter because I don't know. I was just not seeing it. I don't know.
No, that's. I mean, it's not like it's not 5 or anything for me, but like compared to these 4 now that we've watched, it's like wow, that's there's attempts, there's smart things going on. Sounds of the Lambs, I would say, is probably the peak for me, just in entertainment alone and kind of like story and characters and whatnot. And then it just is like steep
Yeah.
drop off, and then just kind of stays there for me at that fall. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I had watched Red Dragon before and I thought it was just fine, but now this rewatch, I was like, what was I thinking? Like, I'm so glad I rewatch movies, especially like seeing like watching it after watching Manhunter, especially. I'm just like,
yeah.
there's better things out there. Like remakes aren't always it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's especially
I-
wild to see the remake aspect of this movie, where it's
Oh
like,
my-
dude, they literally just redid
like
basically
3 scenes.
everything. Yeah, well,
Like
yeah,
he
it's like,
even says, "You think you're so sly,
fine.
but so am I." I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Are we gonna do this right
Yeah.
now? What?
yeah.
Just ripping shit. Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
they sequel bait it. Like this was literally a remake, right? Then, like, cause like they literally were like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna start again." Cause that's
Yeah.
what the vibe I got.
Yeah. I
And
mean, they
let's make
literally
it
like like lead right into Sounds of the Lambs
silence, right? What's your
with
name?
Yeah.
That's like
Clarice or whatever.
that's such
Yeah.
Marvel
Yeah.
shit, in my opinion. And that's the
Yeah.
shit where I'm like, I'm kind of allergic to that stuff now, and I will not hear it. Like they do that shit in Oppenheimer, and people think that's a prestige pull with like the John F. Kennedy. God, it's terrible. Anyways, sorry.
I don't remember.
I
At
don't
the
even
end
know.
of at the end of the movie, they're like,
That was the
"There's
big
gonna be a new
thing.
president up
Yeah.
here.
Who
There's
is
gonna
that
be-
guy?
This guy's gonna be a real whippersnapper up in
Or,
office." It's like, "Oh, who's
Yeah.
it? Who's that guy?" And I remember my feeling in the movie. I was like, "They're gonna say John fucking Kennedy right now." I know it, and they're like, "John F.
Dude,
Kennedy."
is
I'm
that
like,
what the F stands for?
"Yeah, John
John fucking
Kennedy,
Kennedy.
dude." No, it's just that's the schlock that you put at the end of the movie, so
Yeah.
that people will be like, "I know that
Buzzword.
person." Like,
Yeah.
It's just everything was so cheapened in this. Like for example, Manhunter starts and he has the scars and he has the baggage of being attacked by Lecter, but you don't see it. This one is like, this is why he has the baggage. Lecter attacked him.
yeah, he stabbed him.
Even though, right. And then
Dude.
at the end of this one, you have the showdown at their beach house instead. So like they get the kid involved, where he's gotta bring back his detective power and be like, I'm gonna cut it off, you disgusting little fucker."
Those are really the
It's
only
like,
two big differences that I found. And like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it was just like, I mean, I feel like it was just for the series that they even added in the first part, like with Hannibal Lecter in it. But like,
Yeah.
I guess take out the fact that, well, I don't know. I guess take out the fact that this movie had basically been made before, and like, I guess it kind of made me feel like Edward Norton's character had more of a personal relationship to Hannibal, because like I know that he caught him like in Manhunter, like
Mhm.
that's pretty displayed. I just felt like, I don't know, I didn't feel as much of a personal connection between the two. Like I know that he like
Mhm.
told the dude where he lives and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I guess I don't know. I guess for me, for this one, I just felt like that. I don't know. In a way, I felt like it was better, but also ultimately, I feel like it was just because of the order that these movies came out in that they added that Hannibal part at the beginning.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
just a
they
different
gotta.
audience at this point in time too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
People are
a lot of
coming to
this-
see Anthony Hopkins. You know,
Yeah,
do
Which,
his
by the
fucking
way,
thing.
was he not hamming it up in this one? Like his accent and whatever the fuck he's doing as Lecter in this one is just such dog shit. Like he turns Texan for a minute there with like a fake Southern accent.
Yeah,
I thought
he
it was
does,
like
yeah.
getting onto something, but then it just never comes back to like mean anything. I'm like, did he just go
He's just fucking
semi-Southern for a
around.
second? Like, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is happening? So,
No,
yeah.
I mean everything to me felt like not. It's like what's I struggle with is like it's overly serious still.
Yeah.
But like nothing is new or nothing is fresh that they're like saying or doing.
Yeah.
So like to me like I can't take it seriously because like you can only make me take the same story seriously so many times before I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just like the natural reaction that you'd have watching these in a row. But like the
Yeah, because
moment,
I mean, realistically, this and Manhunter came out like, probably like 15 years apart,
15, yeah,
right?
right, yeah, I think so, right,
At
87 or
least,
some
I
shit.
think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I don't know.
Maybe it's just
but
like
it's still like pretty soon to remake a movie, but I don't know.
it
Yeah.
is, but like I also am worried that like now I can see what all these people are saying when it's like movies used to be good, you know? Like it's like
They used to be.
oh
They
shit,
are.
like 2002 is like where they start like fucking just redoing all this and like
Yeah.
not caring anymore
Yeah.
and making it worse and like it's like oh god.
Early 2000s really shit started to be bad. I feel like.
It's just
Sad.
I don't know. Like this was like the cheapest form of a remake too. Every performance felt like they were phoning it in. It's like they knew the groundwork was already laid, so they're like, let's just make a bag real quick, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't know.
honestly.
It just
Dude.
like Norton was
What a
doing
what a
something.
miscast, dude. What a
Yeah.
horrible
He's a
miscast.
dweeb in this. I think that fucking
Yeah.
Harvey Keitel, like he's doing nothing in this movie.
He's
He has-
just-
well, he's like
Yeah.
the wolf
And it's
is all
too-
he's playing, but like less cool. He's
Yeah.
like the wolf's
Mhm.
stepbrother, you know? I don't know. And then
I questioned if it
Hopkins
was
is
like
doing something.
dubbed lines. I was like, is that Harvey Keitel?
I know.
I'm like trying to listen. Is like
It was
that's it. That's
weird.
him. Yeah. Okay.
It was so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. And then like Ralph Fiennes is kind of doing something, but even that it's just kind of like I
Yeah.
prefer the other guy, whoever played
Same.
the
Buffalo Bill.
original. No,
No, the other
from
actor in,
Manhunter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
I
Ralph-
prefer
yeah,
him.
is it?
But Ralph Fiennes is like the only saving grace of this movie. I would
Yeah.
He
say.
really is pretty good in it. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
grew on me more, but
Yeah.
still.
To be honest, I had written down. I feel like he probably got the Voldemort part because of this.
Yeah.
Because I
Couldn't
feel like his
hurt.
character's kind of similar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Got that weird twisted edge that he can get to.
Yeah.
This is like really early, at least for the things I've seen him in. Because In Bruges is like 06, and I feel like that's kind of where he starts taking off too,
Yeah.
as far as like comedic
Good
stuff.
movie.
That's great. I need to rewatch
Yeah,
that
it's
one
a good
actually.
movie.
That's the one we started this podcast with, boys.
It
Isn't
is.
that crazy?
Yeah, fuck. What a
Wow.
callback. Holy shit.
Cool. I
John
wasn't there.
But yeah, we got the history. So. What was your first one, Joe? Was it like Fincher Dive?
I think so.
Cardigan
Yeah.
Fincher Dive?
Picture? Hell yeah.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of
Alien 3? Oh,
movie chats
God.
We've
too.
been doing this for
Yeah, it was pretty
5
bad.
years. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is wild.
Fuck.
Yeah. We're getting better, though, boys. I feel like it,
We
you
are.
know, it's at the
We've
best it's
evolved.
ever been, I would
I
say.
agree, 100%. I think we have a focus now and kind of a direction. So
For sure.
cool.
I like
Hell
the new
yeah.
categories that we're adding, too. Like, keep adding them. I'm down for that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But Joe, do you have anything else on Red Dragon? Because honestly, I have no.
Not
more
really, to be
notes.
honest.
Like,
I put the chick is also. I put her down for It's That Guy because she's the chick in Dune Prophecy, but she's like a terrible fucking actress.
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
really doesn't matter. But
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
decent in
Blind
this
chick.
movie, I'd say.
Yeah.
She's in
Sorry.
Chernobyl too. She's getting Chernobyl.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
True.
Yeah.
I forgot
You
Show.
you wanted that guy though, Valchek from The Wire. You know, yeah. I
What
was
the
keep
fuck,
checking-
dude?
Hey,
He's back.
he's the old when the cart
He
that's on fire
reappears.
goes by. It's just an old man in the street, and he's just like, "What?" And I was like, that's a commission. That's Captain whatever the fuck Valchek. Prestigious man from The Wire, but. Basically,
Hell
guys, you
yeah.
just need to watch The Wire so I can stop
Right.
fucking talking.
I'm about to
it.
watch it out of spite now. Yeah, just be like,
Seriously.
fuck it, fine. Yeah.
No, but it's nice to see them.
Dude, what
Pop up
about Philip Seymour? He was one of the actors who I felt like was
Yeah.
really like trying. He I don't know. I felt like I could tell he was like he knew that this was not what it should be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so
It's true because I was getting
he
that
didn't
vibe
want
of
to
like,
phone it in. But
yeah, it's like he can't
know?
really phone it in, but he was like operating at like low energy of like trying,
Mhm.
you know, like
Yeah.
I got that vibe.
like that scene where he's scared, he's like getting a little hammy. I'm like, he's just.
I feel
doing
like the
whatever they're
director's
telling
just
him
like,
to
all
do.
right, I'm just gonna need you to turn it down a little bit.
Can't.
Yeah.
You're
Faking
too
and
good.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like knowing
We're
Brett
making it.
Ratner's trajectory as a filmmaker doesn't help this film
It's not
either.
good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
a bland fucking movie. And I was
Rough.
generous, I think, with my star rating. I gave it 2.5. I had it at 3.5, but that was old me, where I
Yeah.
thought like
I'm
there
more
was no like, woo, this is good stuff, but it is not.
Yeah. I
And
got
I
a
was
2.5 too.
Yeah, I
You
think
know.
that's fair. I think it's where it should be.
I got it at 3.
It's pretty good.
Huh.
Same as Manhunter.
Uh,
But maybe I should
Yeah,
rewatch
Manhunter is
Manhunter before
great.
the end, I guess.
yeah. I kind of
Yeah.
like. I have it the last one at 2.5 too. Hannibal.
That's what I
They're
have.
both just like
Yeah,
schlocky and
yeah,
kind of shit, but kind of
Oh.
do the job. You know, it's like.
They get my blood boiling. I still think about that when Julianne Moore calls those pigs cows. I'm just like,
Yeah.
people are so out of touch.
Yeah,
that
like,
they
what
don't
the
even know
fuck?
animals.
Yeah.
My kids
Fucking
know animals,
Hollywood, man.
you know?
It's crazy. They didn't even know farm animals. It's fucking
They're
wild.
not fucking cows. Not even
Huh.
close. Cows don't eat people. Pigs do.
And I'll just do my final. You know, I'll ask you to watch The Wire, but the definitive version of Hannibal, in my opinion, after watching all these films, is still the TV show now. It's does everything right.
You
Everything.
haven't watched Hannibal Rising yet, so
That's okay. You're right. You're right. Actually, I mean, you know,
You'll change your
it
tune.
could be fucking good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. Imagine-
I'll keep it open. I'll keep it open.
I'll watch the
okay.
show probably soon.
I would give it I mean, if you like these stories, it does these stories, and it does it very intentionally, very well plotted, and and there's some twists and turns that you would be like, oh shit, they're doing it this way and not this way. That they, it's kind of cool.
To be honest, I think for me, I just really enjoyed Silence of the Lambs, and then also just watched Mindhunter after that, and about that at the same time, which I
Yeah.
feel like made it better
That
for
did
me.
that gave you the fix.
But the rest, I kind of don't really care for, to be honest.
That's
I'm
fair.
not really into
Yeah.
just Hannibal.
you should
as
read the book
character.
Red Dragon,
Mm.
though. The book, I'm gonna reread
I was
it
just
coming up
saying.
here, but the book's really good. So
It
Okay,
made me
maybe
want
I
to read the
should.
books. Just this dive just made me want to like try the book. See how
Yeah.
good it is. Yeah.
It's got to be super psychologically
it
deep.
is. That was
Yeah.
the one book that I remember from my childhood. It was like high school.
Guys,
or
if we're starting
whatever,
any
where
books,
I'm
you
like,
know we're starting the Keep series.
you're right.
There's like
We need
7
to
of
know
them.
what happened.
What am I even talking
Yeah.
about?
What the fuck was going on there? We need to know. Okay, should we do a quick chat on the rehearsal before we sign off, boys? What do you think?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, go for it. It was good talking. I'll
Oh,
catch
shit,
you
yeah.
guys in the next one.
Cool.
Peace.
All
I'll
right.
try and
Yeah.
catch up
I
on
guess
rehearsal.
I don't know. Do you want us to wait? Do you want to catch up?
I mean, I wouldn't mind talking about it because
I do.
Yeah.
I just want to ask them one
is
question.
good.
Haven't
I
been
do
able
like
to ask anybody this question yet, so I'm gonna wait for you to get off. But I do want to ask a question.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm cool with that.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
we can save the rest of the conversation.
Yeah,
for
we'll just do a quick one here.
Okay.
And we'll talk
Okay,
later.
I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Later, dude.
later.
Peace
Yep.
out.
All right, what's the question?
So did
Is it about Evanescence?
no, well, first off, that was the one that was fucking crazy for me. I love that episode.
Yeah, that was nuts.
But by the end of it, do you think Nathan Fielder fell trapped to the aviation pilot's code whole situation here that he's trying to expose? Where he's like, do I have do I have the problems myself? Like he didn't even check to see if he was diagnosed with anything because he's a pilot now. So like
Yeah,
he's
he
like
doesn't
he has
want
the
to
itch.
admit it. And
Well, he
can't.
did check.
Is morally he'll have to check that box saying yes, and then they'll probably take his license away.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. He's 100%. I think
Yeah, because like it
he,
really makes you
got
want.
felt,
Did you guys know that the show, like people talk about the show like that, like that it's talked about in
not-
like autistic circles and shit?
I didn't
Because
know
I had
that.
heard that.
No,
Yeah.
makes sense though, and I
It
found it
does,
to be
it definitely
hilarious
does.
once he introduced that.
Yeah.
idea.
I thought
And
it was
when he-
too. Yeah.
When he's taking the test, though, I'm not gonna lie, with those eye things,
Yeah.
I was with Nathan on those.
Oh,
I'm like,
100%.
Kind of, yeah. I knew the
Yeah.
first one.
What is
I did
here?
not know the second one. And the second one was so fucking blurry that I'm like,
No.
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What are we even looking at?
It's like the
Such low
quality of these
resolution.
images are very.
Yeah, it was dumb. But yeah, like,
No, that I mean,
Yeah, I don't-
that last episode was probably the best in the show, or one
Yeah.
of the best in the show for me. I think it kind of took its time. It like lost a little bit of its path to get there, but it fucking, like you said, like it wraps it. Like he gets enwrapped in what he's doing in like a beautiful way, and I don't know. Yeah.
I guess to some extent, I think you're right because like I think he does prove the point, kind of. But I feel like there's also another side of it where it's like, dude, oh, these pilots have problems with their personal lives that they should probably be able to talk about with somebody. And like, I mean, if they went to therapy, they'd be like, they would lose their license. So I feel like there's probably just a middle ground there where like people can, I don't know, fucking
like,
figure out their shit, be able to talk to their about their problems with somebody, you know,
I
and
mean, his
still keep their
loophole is
license.
he's only flying with another pilot, so he's not transporting people. He's just transporting empty planes with another pilot.
You mean
so I feel like
Nathan?
that's his way of justifying like I don't have to check to see if I was diagnosed with any mental
Exactly,
problem.
yeah.
I can just fly planes the way I want to fly them because I like to
100%.
fly.
And I guess like that is, you know, I feel like one of the issues that they went over in the show, and I feel like you are that is cool that he does that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it just proves the point too, like that I was kind of worried about this going in, that like he wasn't actually really going to be able to solve anything.
Yeah.
And it kind of doesn't, unfortunately, and I think it just drives that point home. Is like he's just in it now, and he doesn't have the full answer still, but he's just checking the box no like everybody else is now. Like,
the only people that can make a difference were those Congress people, but after he tells this Congress guy like all this stuff, instead of being like us normies where we're like, this is insane, can we like talk about this more? He just kind of like, all right, thanks for meeting with me, have a good day. So like, what? You're like the head of this aviation like safety.
yeah.
Oh, no,
it's disgusting. Yeah.
It is.
That and like literally he proposed to him like a pretty simple like system too.
Right.
Like literally just try it out. Like what the fuck? Like
icebreakers essentially is what that was. Like just
I know.
An icebreaker warm up.
Like it doesn't even cost you money. Just print him out a fucking sheet. Like Jesus. It's really not that hard. Like
just get the pilots comfortable with each other before they get into a giant metal tube in the sky with 100 people in it. Like maybe try it. It might help. Might make a difference.
I guess it's just like some people I felt like we're just like maybe not too far gone, but like there is a wide variety of different pilots that he interviewed because I mean the one dude said he got kicked off of 5 different dating apps. And I mean like that's fucking insane. Like holy shit, dude. How do you even do that? So like I don't know, it's just I think
it's a wide net for sure. Yeah. And I mean that's unfortunate, like the government stuff. Like, I want to see real change, but those scenes were the ones where I was, like, kind of pulling back, where I was like, this feels like he needed to set up somebody to get this gimmicky political interview that he doesn't really have any goals on it, and he's just trying to get, like, a gotcha moment, kind of.
Yeah.
I was a bit off put by those, but where he, like, actually intertwines, like, his own journey with, like, flying the actors and shit at the end, I was like, this is fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like, and the filmmaking, like going back to like Mission Impossible, I was literally amazed by like the way that the planes were like intertwining and getting in front of the other plane and getting the shots through the window of them. I was like, holy fucking
and
shit,
how the other guy was like freaking the fuck out.
They were getting so close.
That filmmaking was wild. I was like, that's on the level of Mission Impossible for me.
Yeah, that was cool.
It definitely, I did like how the last episode, like it always, like with the first season, it's his own personal journey. When it boils down to it, he's discovering more about himself, if anything, with these. It's his rehearsal on how to understand how life works.
How he can talk to people is like the real goal. Or like, I don't know. Every question he asks is like goes back to like how he can be better at asking the question himself or something, Like,
Same with like the singing contestants where he had him rate them and he was like, how can I improve as like a judge? But like one of the funniest parts was when he goes and that woman's like basically like, you have autism, and she's like, but you know what would be great if we could use that airport of yours? And he just kind of sits there, he's like, well, I don't know if HBO will allow it. It's like, this is what she's saying, man. It's good stuff.
I mean, overall, great. See, I'd say like top 5 television for me this year, just in general. Like anything he makes, I would say is elevated past most anything. But
Definitely, it's good.
Hell yeah.
well, we
Yeah,
can
I
talk
really
more.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, go a little
Yeah.
more in depth once Noah's done. But
Before we
course.
sign off, though,
Yeah.
if you're gonna go to the theater, I recommend Bring Her Back. Just,
Dude,
okay,
that's getting like great reviews, right?
I love
Wait,
it.
you rated it 5 stars. That's what I saw.
Yes, it's my favorite movie to come out this year. So,
Holy shit.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Cool.
know. Becca really wants to go see it. And like at this
It's
point I'm
good.
just like, can I go see this in the theater? Because like talk to me, like I mean, I was pooping my pants. That's like almost where it's like too much for me. So I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm gonna be
Well,
able to go
I
see
don't know
this
if
in
this
theaters.
helps. There's no jump scares or anything, which is what makes it like elevated horror. And it's like obviously, it's got the trope of trauma and stuff, but it's handled
Yeah.
so like authentic and organic. I don't know. It's just really good.
Okay.
It's a good,
Cool.
good.
Yeah, I'll definitely
Right.
check it out.
Yeah.
That and the Phoenician
I reckon,
Scheme. Those are
dude.
the two that are on my radar right now
Oh
that I
yeah.
need to get to.
I might go
Yeah.
see that next week. We'll see.
Cool. Well, boys, I'm going on vacation next week, so I'll be gone next week. We'll see you in
Alright.
2 weeks. Thanks for
Good enough.
listening, everybody.
Wait, what's up? Public Enemies or Miami Vice?
Miami Vice.
And are
Nice.
we doing
go.
I don't know, you want to do a movie chest or something or
Yeah, we could
I
talk
don't
over
know.
the next week. Kind of decide something
Do it.
fun to do.
Okay.
I'm down.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. All right, boys. Well, have a
Cool.
good one.
See you guys.
Later.